is to give evaluations for everyone that was brave enough to come up here and speak. And I want to thank all of our speakers tonight because, especially if it's your first time, it is a little bit nervous. It does make you nervous coming up here to speak. So we'll start off with Chris. He did the subject, what does green living mean to you? I liked in the beginning, he took time, some silence, just to think about the subject. That way, it really helps you to get what you want to say in a nice logical order. He explained how green living was very practical, but one thing I noticed about his speech was that he did not use the full 2 minutes. And the point of table topics is just to get practice speaking, so I do like it when people do use the full 2 minutes, so that's one of the things that it is a pet peeve of mine when people don't speak for more than at least a minute and a half, but we'll see what the time was on that. I also like that the structure was there. Even though it was a little bit short, he kind of went through the intro and the body of the speech, but when it came to the conclusion, it was just like a quick conclusion. So that's one thing to work on. The next speaker, John, number 1. Why smog is good. And that was a tough subject, but I think he did a very good job. He stayed up for the full 2 minutes. One thing that wasn't there was no intro. He got right into the speech, which if we didn't see what the subject was on the screen, then we wouldn't know what he was talking about. So it's always good just to repeat the topic for the audience. I like that he used good hand gestures, and I'm guessing that he's Latino.
Yeah.
So I noticed that Latins, they like using gestures because it's part of the culture, and for him it works. It also looks like it's his speaking style. He has a good presence on a stage, and with time and practice, he will learn how to control some of that excitement and when he will, it will really help improve his message. The third speaker, David, is there equality for green people? I like how David started off with giving a background on what green people would be defined as. He gave a detailed account of his opinion, and it really helped spread his message on what he believed, whether or not green people deserve equality. He stood in one place, but that's not necessarily a bad thing because the way that he was speaking and the tone of his voice, I believe it helped with his message. One thing he did was he shifted back and forth a little bit, but it wasn't overly distracting. It was a tough subject, and he broke it down, and by going around it and bringing it back to what the question of the topic was and then answering that. So that's what I liked about his speech. Number 4, Thomas. What would you do to get a developing country to go green? In the beginning, this is also one thing that I like. I like it when people take time to think about the subject, because then I notice that the people that take time to think about the subject, they really get more into it. So that's what Thomas did. He had a very good introduction. I don't remember it all because I was busy writing, but should I say it was poetic? It was very good. From what I have seen, he was very controlled, because I know that Thomas can be very energetic and bouncing all over the place. And I remember last time he was saying that he was trying to expand his repertoire, and I think it really helped. And he really controlled his excitement and got his message across. All right, our 5th speaker of the evening, Alan. What was the most environmental thing that he did today? He reintroduced the topic, the thing that I like. I felt that I was able to get to know him a little bit more because he really used his experience to expand on the topic. One thing that Alan did was he shifted side to side, and I know I do that too, so it's not like the pot calling the kettle black, but it's just one thing that we really have to work on when we're up here to control our nervousness, not to shift side to side. Because I didn't notice until I watched the videos, but it can be distracting at times. So that's one thing to work on. Slow down a little bit as well, because I feel talking a little bit slower, your audience, we don't have to race as much to follow what you're saying. And you don't have to talk about things that aren't a part of what your main message